All right, so can you guys give me a quick thumbs up just to let me know that you guys are already ready? Very good. Thank you, thank you. So there's just two who are not here yet, maybe. So Mr. Zosimo and Mr. Jamil. Anyway, so let us go over now with the chapter 2. So in here, this one is quite simple. You only have three requirements for this one. So write an introductory sentence for this chapter. So that depends on you on how you're going to write your introductory sentence. So for example, you can use this one. So this chapter presents the systems design methodology, the study scope and the limitation, and then the data gathering techniques. There's actually four, sorry. So, lastly will be the sources of data used in the study. Okay, so system design methodology. So this is what you guys have learned in soft design lecture. So yeah, just explain here, okay, what methodology you're going to use and why you're going to use that methodology, okay? And then of course you're going to explain here the parts, okay, of that or stages, okay, on what you will do, okay, with your project. Okay, so in stage one, you're going to that one completely depends again. Okay, so in our case, before, so this is our introductory sentence for the chapter 2. So what we used before is the Agile's feature driven development, or the FDD. Okay, so and why we're going to use this methodology, because it allows the researcher, or just take note on this one, since you guys are still going to apply this one, so you have to use present tense. Okay, so for the chapter 1, for the chapter 2, just use present tense for now. So will, okay, do not use was, okay, do not use past tense, okay, because you haven't used or you haven't applied that chapter 1, or that methodology yet. Okay, so in here, it allows the researcher to move larger size of projects, obtain a repeatable success, helps the researchers bring, etc., etc., etc. Okay, on why we are, going to use this FPB methodology. Okay, and then again, just a short introduction on the stages. So the feature-driven development model includes develop an overall model. So that's the first stage. Build a feature list, second stage. Plan by feature, third stage. Design by feature, and then build by feature, support, and then fifth stage. So all in all, it has 5 stages. So here is the figure for the FDD. Okay, and then each of them, each stages, we have explained them, what, its importance, and then what we are going to do, okay, with this stage. So in this phase, the project starts with a high-level walkthrough of the scope of systems. Next, the domain models are created for modeling area by each researcher and presented for peer view to maintain standards of quality, improve performance, and provide credibility of the project. Lastly, one or more of the proposed model of each researcher are selected to become the model for each domain area. So the main area models are progressively merged into an overall model. So specifically, this is what we did. So we separated that one. So this is like the general things that we're going to do, okay, or we did, okay, in this stage, okay. But specifically, this is what we did. So this is, or in this stage, the researchers develop architecture model of the system to identify some possible errors, okay, like or violations of development standards and other problems of the project. So researchers adapted the most detailed models of the system to be used as an overall model of the system. So it's like we already created the the dashboard, maybe, or the design for our, or each of the feature that you're going to, or we're going to use for this project. Okay, and then once we're done with the log in with the registration with the dashboard, so you can now build the feature list. So again, this one completely depends on the methodology that you're going to use. Okay, so we have different scenarios for this one. So this is the general idea, okay, on what we're going to do, and this is what we did. So in this stage, the researchers build a feature list based on the initial model on how to make the system the best way and easier. So it's still quite general, but yeah, this is what we did. Okay, we already we are now creating the features of our project. And then plan by features, this stage allow the researchers complete the feature list and assign ownership of a feature or feature sets as sub-features to each researcher. So in this stage, the researchers analyze and organize the feature list of the system, so the researcher did it precisely and concisely plan to lessen unnecessary features of the system. So we only included the features that's really not needed. So we didn't include the feature that is not needed anymore. Assigned by features and so on and so forth, up to build by feature. Yeah, and if ever we have to go back and such feature, okay. So yeah, I guess we can follow this one or this arrow right here, but this one's completely again depends on how you will do this one. So again, methodology is just a guideline, enable for you to uh, start your project, how to start your project, make your project more effectively or efficiently or in the fastest or faster way, not fastest, but faster way. Okay. So instead of doing it in freestyle, okay, or in your, with your own tempo. So methodology is here to guide you on the things that you guys need to finalize first, especially on this, each stages. Okay. So yeah, that's the methodology that we have used. Next one is the scope and the limitation of the study. So you guys already know the meaning of the scope and the limitation. So scope, so what is the capability of your project? Okay, so the things that it can do. And then the limitation of the study, what are the things that it cannot do? Okay, what are the limitations of your project? So in our case, so we explain here the scope, okay, of our system, and then after two paragraphs, we arrive with the delimitation, or we are now at the delimitation part. So though the system develops in good development model, all systems are not perfect and it has its limitations. So some of these delimitations are listed below. So the system require a minimum 1 peso load. Of course, it requires a load since, of course, it's via SMS. And then the most common weakness of all wireless communication device is the lack of communication signal. Okay, of course, it's signal based. So if the signal is weak, then this project is already limiting the features. Okay, you won't be able to use the system itself if you don't have good signal. And then the application can only run and function properly from the version of this Android. So 5.0 to 7.1. So before, I think this is the latest one already. But yeah, for the compatibilities, it's 5.0 to 7.1. So right now, we are now at Android 12. So yeah, this one was 4 years ago. So 2018. So 2022 na ngayon. So when it comes to compatibility, I guess this one is not compatible. Anyway, last is the data gathering techniques. So in here, so do we have some messages right here for the data gathering techniques? Okay, so you can just read this one. Okay, so this will explain where you've gathered your data. So let's say number one is maybe interviews, or you can maybe gathered some data in document analysis, or floating of questionnaires, or observation, or it came from book, or magazine, or internet researches. Okay, so that one completely depends on where you have gathered your data, okay, or what data gathering techniques that we have used. So in our case, we have only use document analysis, testing. Oh, see, so it's just one. So I guess if it's already enough, wherein you have already collected uh, enough data with just, with document analysis, or with just this one book, or with just this internet researches, then I guess that's already good. So there is no minimum requirement for this data gathering techniques. But in our case, we have used document analysis. So the researchers gathered videos and internet searches. So it's like the upper category, okay, of the internet researches. Okay, from the internet that shows how a smart house works with the use of smartphone and via SMS. So the components that were used were also gathered for its specification. This is the process of analyzing and modeling data with the goal of highlighting useful information. And then we did some testing to gather some data, of course. Okay, we're in, yeah, it's like accuracy test. And yeah, that's it for the data gathering techniques. And that is already the last part of the chapter 2, because the next one is already the chapter 2. We're going to discuss this one next meeting, so not for now. So are you guys able to follow everything?
Gets naman, sir. Understood naman na.
A second. Did we miss something? I think we have missed this part. Sources of data. We have data gathering techniques. I forgot to or I wasn't able to notice this one. So sources of data. So last one. So in this study, the researchers gathered information from related studies regarding documents on the internet. So it's like we're finalizing where our data came from this data gathering techniques. So of course, most of our information came from internet, like videos on how smart house work. What else? And its methods with the use of decision tree. And the researchers also gathered data by testing the system. So yeah, this one is also completely related with our data gathering techniques. So we talk about the internet researches and then the testing part. So yeah, that's all for our chapter 2. Okay, so are we here? Were you guys able to follow everything from front page to chapter 2? So what
Okay
about the
naman, sir.
others? So again, my major requirement is once you were able to develop that software, as long as number one is of course the app registration and then the login, and at least 2 or 3 features maybe. Okay, as long as it was able to do its uh main goal, as the software, then you will be able to pass the subject. Okay, so well, if you can make or create all of its features, then I'll give you a perfect score. That would be really really wonderful. Even though it still has a lot of bugs, that's okay as long as it's working. Okay, so yeah, since nag-uumpisa pa lang naman kayo, uh, maluwag. Okay, parang okay pa sa akin yung mga errors, mga minimal errors, as long as gumagana. So the only time that it will become strict, or only time that it has to be perfect is once you are now taking the thesis 1, okay, or the project design 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so again, this one is in preparation for your project design 1. So whatever we have discussed in here, you're going to apply that one on your uh, project design. Okay, so I don't know if certainly will give a short introduction with maybe front page with chapter 1 and 2. So yeah, but one good thing is you already know how to do the proper documentation. And I give you guys an official working uh, uh, documentation, which is our documentation before. So yeah, that's all for now, and we'll just discuss this one next meeting. Bye bye. So yeah, that's all for now. I guess I think I haven't forget anything else to say anymore. So you guys have questions or clarifications?
Wala naman na, sir.
Wala naman na po, sir.
So if ever that you have questions, so feel free to message me on my, of course, here in my Canvas or my Facebook account. Okay. Anyway, so I guess that's all. Kasi last meeting nakalimutan, may mga nakalimutan ako. Anyway, sana wala na ako nakalimutan sabihin. So yeah, as always, thank you guys for coming. I really, really appreciate it. So keep safe as always, and then a blessed day to all of you. So you guys may know.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you.